Good afternoon and good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the Blind Press YouTube channel and CoffeeStream number 240. Holy crap, we're getting up there in numbers. I hope everyone had a good day yesterday. Hope everyone is ready for the insanity that is the news today. I honestly could not isolate a one particular article for a titular article. So I didn't try. We've got quite a few things today that will make us all go, huh? So there's that. And also there's the wonderful Mike Cernovich on Twitter posting about how he spent the day with a group known as anti-vaxxers and how they can be, maligned, and people should be ashamed at how they treat and speak to anti-vaxxers. And I couldn't help quote tweeting him because for somebody who claims to be a journalist, he's certainly not, talking to the people who are injured by people who don't, who don't vaccinate their kids, and then their kids, make people sick, and then those people who get sick either die or have permanent damage done to them. Hi, right here. And they just propagate the myth that these anti-vaxxers are poor, mistreated, hated on people, and they're not doing anything wrong. And they're just trying to live their lives, and they're not hurting anybody. No, fuck you. Fuck off. They are definitely hurting people. Mike is a grifter. He really is. Aw, you have Orange Juice and Ruby Sue, who has taken up the mantle of support dog. Pets are great for that, aren't they? Hi, Armskiller. Oh, got some Alka-Seltzer Cold and Terraflu. Ah. Fight that shit. Hello, Duck Dog. Glad to have you here as well, and Mr. Monopoly too. People are trickling in. Good to have you all here. Good to have you all here. So I just thought I would open the show with the little problem I have with Mike Cernovich this morning. I highly doubt that he'll see or respond to my tweet, but I had to say something, because he's being disingenuous and spreading misinformation at that point. Like most journalists of today. Isn't that amazing? So here we go. I've got nine stories for you today. I think I have 9. We're gonna start with the one that Pincalo sent yesterday afternoon after the stream was over, because it's kind of on the theme of, most of the stories I've picked out today have a theme in them of people are either doing shit without thinking, or they can't make a decision, or it's when if it's a current event type of thing today, it's nobody's thinking, nobody is analyzing their actions, or no one is be able to make a decision on something, a definitive decision. The rest is sciencey stuff. So we've got science and insane is the theme for today's coffee stream. main articles, so none. Yeah, no, I couldn't pick out a titular article today because everything was so what the fuck, or interesting. Addie, good afternoon or good morning, depending on your time zone. So this comes from CP24. And the headline says, Ontario Law Society divided over rule requiring commitment to promoting diversity. So they can't decide how diverse they want to be and if they want to be diverse at all. The Law Society of Ontario. The Law Society, which basically holds lawyers to account, holds judges to account, stuff like that. They can't decide on how diverse they wish to be, or if in fact they wish to be so at all, which to me is just fantastic. So let's read here. Let's find the actual words of the article here. So this is a published yesterday. So
Toronto, a heated debate that has divided the Law Society of Ontario for months is expected to continue Wednesday as the organization's board of directors considers scrapping a rule that requires its members to spell out their commitment to promoting diversity.
Just spell out their commitment to they have to tell the Law Society exactly how they are going to promote diversity, I guess, in their practices or their firms. And it just said this debate has been going on for months, and they're thinking about scrapping this rule entirely, which honestly I think is a good thing, because guys should be worried about practicing law, not how diverse your firm is. It's bad. Goddamn visual foreign language jokes.
The board is meeting.
Oops.
The board is meeting in Toronto to discuss and potentially vote on a motion to repeal the rule that calls for lawyers to create and abide by a so-called statement of principles acknowledging their obligation to advocate for equality and inclusion.
Okay, wow.
The measure was one of 13 recommendations issued in 2016 by an internal working group on tackling systemic racism in the legal profession.
My God.
You are currently
systemic racism in the legal profession. What's systemic racism in the legal profession? Are you going to say that lawyers are like refusing to work as hard for people of color or Native people? Like, is that really a thing that you're going to say?
FSK under, but some argue the requirement goes too far, and earlier this year, a slate of candidates was elected to the board after campaigning on a promise to revoke it. They argue the rule imposes values on lawyers and amounts to unconstitutional, compelled speech.
Yeah.
Your current supporters of the measure, meanwhile, say it is a small but important step towards eradicating systemic barriers and builds on lawyers' existing obligations without encroaching on their rights.
What systemic barriers? What systemic barriers still remain in Canada in 2019? Name one. Anybody. Like an actual, like without joking around. Give me one systemic barrier in Canada or even in the United States. I'll expand it to my American friends. Name one systemic barrier that exists. Damn it, Trudeau, says Mr. Monopoly. I have a concern, says Armskiller, on the Canadian justice system when they cannot decide if people should declare they want diversity. Yeah. That's a little disturbing if they can't make up their own minds and they're the governing body that makes sure that lawyers, lawyer properly. Good afternoon, Costin. I will check my DMs after this story. Yeah, I cannot think of any systemic barriers that still exist in this current year. I really can't.
The issue was first debated at a meeting in June, along with a second motion to amend the rule so that participation becomes voluntary. Many of those who oppose the rule also condemn the voluntary option, saying it flouts the results of the election and raising concerns that the Law Society would keep records of those who opted in or out. You are correct.
That's a good point.
This remains a political litmus test and a symbol of submission to ensure lawyers and paralegals are in conformance with the currently fashionable ideology of equality, diversity, and inclusion, which has become almost a religion in some circles. Lawyer Lisa Bildy wrote in a letter to the Society before the June meeting.
Oh my God, thank you, a woman lawyer who has some fucking common sense. See, they do exist. They do exist. Yeah, this person has been murdered, but was it diverse enough? Love it, Armskiller. Love it.
The Law Society has no authority in its governing statute or otherwise to dictate its members' political values, regardless of how laudable or seemingly uncontroversial they might be.
Yeah, absolutely right.
Some argued the Law Society should focus on regulation and discipline instead of these types of measures.
They are absolutely correct. That is exactly what the Law Society should be doing. The Law Society is basically the lawyer's version of the College of Physicians, or the Board of Physicians, I guess, as it would be called in the States, to make sure that they uphold the standards of practice that they are supposed to, and that they follow the law. And it's...
One unread items.
Shut up. Don't want to derail the stream. Oh, but John Bolton is out as National Security Advisor. Holy shit. Wow. Wow. Well, I guess people can't worry that John Bolton's gonna whisper warmongering words in Trump's ear anymore. It's the equivalent to the Bar Association, says Pincalo. And every single state and each province has a law society. Yep. Time to crack open the beer and celebrate. John World Police Bolton is out. Yeah, I'm going to be bringing this up with Skeptalk tomorrow. I'm sure he'll have some things to say about it. Thanks for that, Cult of Krill, actually. Thank you for that. I wouldn't have known because I didn't see anything about it. I guess it just happened when I was digging up news this morning. So yeah, thank you for telling me that, Krill, because I definitely will be bringing this up tomorrow. I want Skep's opinion of it. Goodbye, Mr. Bolton. Don't let the door hit you in the mustache on your way out. Love it, Mr. Monopoly. All right.
The Law Society should stop trying to tell lawyers what to think. It has been suffering from mission creep for decades, tax lawyer David Sherman wrote.
Yep.
Others wrote in to support the rule, arguing members aren't required to make their statement of principles public or even share it with the Law Society, nor are they penalized for failing to comply.
Then what's the point of having the principle statement there in the first place? If it's not a mandatory thing that's public, why is that rule in effect anyway? Oh, I know. It's a virtue signal.
They noted the Law Society received legal advice before implementing the measure that found it constitutional and within the organization's jurisdiction, and stressed the importance of working towards a more inclusive profession. In order to move forward as a profession, we must try to address the barriers that affect racialized licensees instead of overturning the progress that has been made to date, wrote Aaron Baines, president of the South Asian Bar Association of Toronto. We are due to reflect on these issues and to resist undoing the progress of the past several years.
But that's what you're doing. You're just doing it from the opposite side. And I don't understand how you don't see that. I really don't. I just don't get it.
Lori-Ann Thomas, president of the Canadian Association of Black Lawyers, wrote that equity, diversity, and inclusion is not controversial to strive for as a profession that serves a diverse public.
I'm sorry, but why is there still a... Not gonna say it. Not gonna say it. Not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not going to say it. I want my channel. I'm not going to say it.
Button.
So that's the end of that story. I am going to quickly jump into the Twitter DMs on my phone and send myself that link, copy that link over and send it to myself and open it. "10 amazing metal albums with no weed songs." Huh. We'll save that for the end of the stream if there's time. That's a fun thing to end the stream on. So we'll do that at the end. There we go. Okay. Now that that's taken care of, let's get back over to chat so I can see what's going on. No, I don't want YouTube Premium. You don't deserve my money, YouTube. They wouldn't know what regression was if it hit them in the... Armskiller says these people wouldn't know. Chat, stop jumping. Okay. These people wouldn't know what regression is if it was on the truck that hit them. Oh, well, it's funny that you say a truck that hit them because I actually have a truck story today. I do have a truck story, Mr. Armskiller. So that's really funny that you said that. Hello, Johnny Hellcat. So let's pop over here. Now we're going to cover the story that I didn't cover yesterday because it's been really interesting me. And as I said, I'm rereading a book. Yes, as I said yesterday, I'm rereading a book where a serial killer is trying to prolong his life by harvesting a certain part of the human body and processing it for injection. The book's called The Cabinet of Curiosities. It's by Douglas Preston and Lincoln Child. It's part of the Pendergast series, and it is a standalone novel, so you do not have to have read the other Pendergast books to understand what's going on. But it's a really interesting story, and this is why this article really jumped out at me. But I didn't want to read it yesterday after the news of Bloodwings. Is that an AC/DC shirt? You're damn right it is. See? Hey, Jesse. And here I wanted to use an extreme example, but I hit the nail on the head. Yep. But yes, it is an AC/DC shirt. I rate. Hey, Ghost Dog. Go Grill and Pirate Pete. Hello. Sounds like Sulu from that Heroes show. I didn't watch Heroes. I did not get into Heroes. My mother did. I did not. Come on, Safari. Be nice. Be nice, damn you. I want to read this story to the wonderful people. Okay, so this headline says, it might be possible to reverse a person's biological age. The subheading says, in a small trial, drugs seemed to rejuvenate the body's epigenetic clock, which tracks a person's biological age. So this is a 2-day-old article, but we're still going to read it. So here we go.
Biological age is the objective assessment of an individual's health status. Hypothetically, a normal person's biological age as far as appearance, performance, and functional capacity ought to be equivalent to his chronological age. Until now, many scientists have endeavored to create systems to precisely determine people's biological age.
Okay.
In a recent study in California, scientists found that there is a possibility to reverse the process of blink aging. Period. The results were really surprising. However, scientists suggest that the findings are preliminary because the trial was small and did not include a control arm.
Why would you? Then how can you call it a trial if you don't have a control group? That's hilarious. Hello, Green Badger. And it's back in black. I'll see myself out. I didn't realize you were wearing an AC/DC shirt. How did you come to realize they were awesome? Through exposure. I'm not big on the new album, like the Black Ice album, but obviously the older stuff with Bon Scott, and of course Brian Johnson's good. The AC/DC got so lucky that they found Brian Johnson, and he sounded so much like Bon Scott. Like he's got his own sound, right? But it sounded enough like Bon Scott that they could carry on. Not many bands would have gotten that second chance. I've been on a Tom Waits tear lately. Tom Waits is awesome. I love Tom Waits. It's stressful. Oh, dude. Let There Be Rock is still their best is still best Bon or AC/DC album. Yep. I prefer the Bon Scott era AC/DC, says Lindsay. Yeah. I agree. Yeah, I totally agree. I've got big balls, and you've got big balls, and he's got. I love that song. A flamethrower ages people by 10 years. There is no control group, but there are signs. You are on fire. Ha ha ha. Today I'm Skiller. Oh, God. Okay.
The study involved 9 healthy volunteers who were given a cocktail of 3 common drugs for a year: growth hormone and 2 diabetes medications. When scientists analyzed marks on a person's genomes, they found that the volunteers aged backwards, losing an average of 2.5 years from their biological ages.
Wait. So you're just giving people diabetes medication, healthy people, diabetes medications and a growth hormone together? Like, yeah, that takes, and it seems to have taken off years from the biological age. But what's that going to do to the brain chemistry? And how long is that going to work without affecting you? Genetics help factor in looks of age. Yeah. Only 9 people? Yeah, apparently. 9 people and no control group. But they're still calling this a small trial.
The marks on their genomes represent their epigenetic clock, as well as their immune systems, actually improved despite the passing of time. Moreover, the volunteers' immune systems also showed signs of rejuvenation. You were correct.
This sounds to me more like a large medical experiment than a freaking trial. Like 9 people? Seriously, that just sounds like some mad scientist walked out onto the concourse of some university campus and was like, "Psst, hey, anybody want to make some money? I'm fucking with the epigenetic clock and I've got a cocktail over here. Anybody want to make some extra dough?" And 9 people were like, "Yeah, I really need some money. You know, I'm my parents aren't paying for my college. I'm hungry. I could use some extra cash. Great, come with me." That's what this seems like to me. Being happy does that too, says Armskiller. Yep. Not much of a sample size, says Armskiller. Sounds like some creepy old Russia/Nazi experiment, says Grill and Pirate Pete. It really does. Let's see. Wilford Brimley takes. Wait, what? Wilford Brimley takes B2's medication, and he's not a woman yet. Oh. That doesn't sound smart. MK Ultra has been taken to another level. Yep. Most of my family look 10 years younger. My brother was wearing a Nirvana shirt and was assumed to be a 20 something. He was equally what did she say? Amused by it and annoyed. Yeah, I would be too. Jenny! Hello.
Geneticist Steve Horvath at the University of California, Los Angeles, who conducted the epigenetic analysis, said, "I'd expected to see slowing down of the clock, but not a reversal. That felt kind of futuristic."
But at what cost, dude? Like, you don't know what you're doing. The human we're not supposed to do that. There have got to be some side effects. The epigenetic clock is not supposed to go backwards. Time is not supposed to go backwards.
Cell biologist Wolfgang Wagner at the University of Aachen in Germany said, "It may be that there's an effect, but the results are not rock solid because the study is very small and not well controlled."
It's not a study. It's a giant experiment. Why are you guys using the word study?
The epigenetic clock is estimated by the body's epigenome, a record of chemical changes to an organism's DNA. As people age, chemical adjustments or labels are added to people's link DNA, and those changed for the duration of their lives. So by taking a gander at those tags, an individual's natural age can be estimated. Through this study, scientists actually wanted to observe how the growth hormone would change the tissue in the thymus gland, which is crucial for efficient immune function. Various studies have shown that growth hormone stimulates regeneration of the thymus, but this hormone can also lead to diabetes. Thus, the study included 2 widely used anti-diabetic drugs.
So they were using anti-diabetic drugs as prevention, like a freaking antibiotic, because, you know, that's how the pancreas totally works. This is insane. Hi, Wikipedia snippet. This is just crazy. Like, you can't just... You seriously cannot just be like, oh, well, using growth hormones can cause diabetes. So here, let's slap some anti-diabetic drugs in that cocktail because, you know, that won't overwork your pancreas. Like, what the fuck are you people oh, Jesus.
Link. Dehydroepiandrosterone. DHEA. And link. Metformin. In the treatment cocktail. Scientists looked at 4 different measures of the epigenetic clock to understand the differing ages of each of the patients. They found that each volunteer had reversed significantly. Horvath said, "This told me that the biological effect of the treatment was robust. What's more, the effect persisted in the 6 participants who provided a final blood sample 6 months after stopping the trial." You were correct.
Wait, you had 9, okay, 9 people at first, and only 6 of them came back and provided you with a final blood sample? Okay, you know what? Fuck you. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're just some crazy mad scientist sticking drugs in people. That's... Oh. Is it driving you near apoplectic, Blind Press? Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Sci-fi type shit, and not the good type of sci-fi, says Jesse. No. No, this is dangerous freaking... Hey, yeah, have a problem? Throw some drugs in there and it'll make it all better. Just forget the kidney failure. Yeah. Dropouts are a common thing in studies. Yeah, but when you only had 9 people to start with, it doesn't make your study any better. So here we go. We've got this. Those next few are from Gunfox here. So this is from Fox News. So this is an opinion piece from a guy named Todd Starnes. I think I've read a couple of his opinion pieces before. So this says, teacher tells students to reveal their religions and sexuality. This is an opinion piece by Todd Starnes. So let's see here. Here we go.
I warn parents in my new book. Link. Culture Jihad. Batman. Link. Culture Jihad. How to stop the left from killing a nation. That many. Link. Public school. That link. Public schools have been turned into indoctrination camps for the left.
Yeah.
Those. Link. Classrooms, paid for by our tax dollars, are the engines that are driving the rapid cultural change in our nation. The other day I received a message from Dina Bardis, the parent of 2 sons at Heritage High School in Wake Forest. You are currently up. Link. North Carolina. Period. Link. Demo. On this link, on the second day of class, her son's 10th grade English 2 honors teacher distributed a diversity inventory worksheet and called on students to reveal their religion, economic status, and sexual preference. Link. The students were then instructed to stand under titles that ask questions like, what makes you the most privileged?
Wow. Wow. Holy fuck. I would be so angry. I would be so mad. If that happens to Alex or Logan, I am going to be in that school raising hell. Holy fuck. Why should kids have to reveal information like that, says Armskiller? Why would anyone reveal information like that? I don't know. Privacy issues? Yeah. Yeah. No kidding. Oh,
Chrome, StreamYard,
quiet. Quiet. I'm just popping over to Streamlabs on Chrome. Widgets. Widgets. Why? Why? Yes, log in, damn you. There we go. That's better. It changed. The Streamlabs layout changed for a minute, so I was like, what the fuck happened? I was very confused. I was super confused. All right, let's go faster. Go faster. All right. Thank you to Mr. Duck Dog. Donates $5 to say Timbits and a coffee. Thank y'all. Thank you very much, sir. Most appreciated. So let's read more about this ridiculous abuse of policy and privacy.
The students were cutting level 2. More list bullet list 3 items bullet and according to my son there were kids that did not want to answer them but she made them. She said the questions are not only inappropriate but they are none of her business.
Absolutely none of her business. And especially if the kids don't want to answer them. That's like, how can you do you think kids know what sex they're into? That changes for some people, especially at 15, because the parent said 10th grade. 8th grade is 13. And this parent said that her teacher or her kid was in 10th, so he would be 15. Yeah, 13 to 14.
Link. Mrs. Barta said that students were also encouraged to report on other students.
Whoa.
This teacher has crossed the line, she told me. She has put students in very uncomfortable and possibly dangerous situations.
I would I would be livid if Alex or Logan, like, because Logan's not in school yet, but like Alex is in kindergarten. Um, and we just actually got introduced. There's an app that they're using to like do track like the homework and classwork and stuff. But seriously, if I ever got wind of any of Alex's teachers going through school doing this, I would be Pincalo and I both would probably be at that school, like just raising hell. That is absolutely unacceptable. I misheard that, but my point still stands. It is, yeah. Oh, that teacher does need to be fired. So the teachers want to grass on their peers, heretics. Yep. That is so wrong, Jenny. Homework in kindergarten? What the hell? Oh, it might happen. Like they had reading last year, home reading, where we had to read stories to them and we had to track what we were reading. But he may have, letter tracing and all that crap to do, just to help learn how to write. There'll be like more homework and stuff as the grades go up, obviously, but wow, this teacher turned her class into Nazi Germany, so she's the Gestapo, says Ghost Dog. Yep. Snitches get stitches.
She accused the teacher of creating an atmosphere of segregation.
She did.
The fact that she stood up in front of her class, which has minorities in it, and said she is privileged because she is white is racist itself, Mrs. Barnes told me. I can't imagine how those kids must have felt.
Yeah.
Mrs. Barnes rightly pointed out the teacher had created an atmosphere of segregation in the classroom. She is singling out people based on everything we try to teach our kids to ignore in a person, she said. I teach my children to judge people on how that person treats them, not who they sleep with, the color of their skin, or how much money they have.
Yes. Exactly.
The Wake County Public School System said they have instructed the teacher to discontinue the lesson immediately, according to the Raleigh News and Observer.
I should hope so.
The diversity inventory worksheet in question is not a district-approved resource, they told the newspaper. We will continue to work with educators on how to effectively lead important conversations connected to identity, culture, and other sensitive topics as appropriate. It's a little too late for that, folks. This teacher has no business being anywhere near a classroom.
No, she doesn't.
Link. An employer can't legally ask these questions of prospective employees, so why would it ever be okay for a high school English teacher to ask minors in her class? Mrs. Barnes wondered.
That's a very good question.
She has faced all sorts of threats and backlash, but she did the right thing by speaking out. She exposed a very clear and present danger in our nation's public school system.
Wait, why would that mother get threats and backlash for exposing that? That's fucked up. That's insane. That is absolutely bullcrap.
Link. Todd Starnes is host of.
Oh, so that's the end of that story. That was just a quick opinion piece. So let's learn about Trump and his boo-boo. Trump did a boo-boo yesterday. This is kind of amusing. This is along the lines of what the hell was he thinking? This is why this dribble should not be taught, says Armskiller. I agree completely with you. Absolutely agree. Let's see what Trump did here. The US had to extract a top spy from Russia after Trump revealed classified information to the Russians in an Oval Office meeting. Wow, Trump. Well done, sir. Oh my goodness. There's a picture of your intrepid president. Well done. Maybe that's why maybe John Bolton resigned. Maybe he was like, I don't want to deal with this shit anymore. Hello, RVA. The SJW and the mad people of the LGBTQ. Yep. Absolutely right. Trump doxed the US spy? Yeah. Yeah, he did. Oh, great. A nothing burger. People are going to go nuts now. So let's see. Let's see here. See, but the thing is that I don't think I don't know if he could. I don't know if this is really going to. So here's some bullet points before the story. We're gonna let's let voiceover read them so I don't screw them up.
U.S. officials were so alarmed by link President Donald Trump's decision to reveal classified intelligence to Russian officials during an Oval Office meeting in 2017 that they extracted a top-secret source from Russia shortly after, CNN reported on Monday.
Wait, this happened in 2017?
The CIA already had concerns about the source's safety before the meeting because two of the intelligence officials typically extract sources when they believe the person's life is in immediate danger. 3 of 6. The information Trump shared with the Russians wasn't directly connected to the source, but CNN reported that its disclosure prompted officials to renew earlier discussions about the potential risk that the source would be exposed. 4 of 6.
Oh, so CNN made it seem like this was because of... Oh, so this is kind of going after CNN's misreporting. I understand. The media meltdown begins. Let's see.
The president has repeatedly been accused of mishandling classified information that could compromise the U.S.'s intelligence gathering methods and put lives at risk. 5. Bullet 6 of 6. Period. End of list. The U.S.
So that's the bullet points. So now's the article.
The U.S. was forced to extract a top-secret source from Russia after President Donald Trump link revealed classified information to 2 Russian officials in 2017. Link. CNN reported on Monday. Period. A person directly involved with the discussions told the outlet the U.S. was concerned that Trump and his administration routinely mishandled classified intelligence and that their actions could expose the covert sources of spy within the Russian government.
Ahaha. Of course.
The New York Times. Your current link reported that the asset was a mid-level Russian official the CIA had cultivated decades ago who had rapidly moved up through the ranks of the Russian government. Eventually, the report said, the source became invaluable after landing an influential position that included access to Russian President Vladimir Putin. Third-party but as the U.S. learned the extent to which Russia was interfering in the 2016 election, and as the media reported on it and began to examine the CIA's sources in the Kremlin, U.S. officials reportedly worried about the source's safety and decided to offer to extract the person in late 2016. The person apparently refused, but officials' concerns were compounded when, in May 2017, Trump disclosed top-secret intelligence to senior Russian officials during an Oval Office meeting.
But what did he do?
Trump's disclosure was not specifically about the Russian spy, but his disregard of strict intelligence sharing rules to protect highly placed sources prompted intelligence officials to renew earlier discussions about the potential risk that the source in Russia would be exposed, CNN reported. At the Oval Office meeting, which took place one day after Trump fired FBI Director James Comey, the president is said to have boasted to the Russians that firing that job Comey had taken great pressure off him. Comey had been spearheading the FBI's investigation into Russian interference in the 2016 U.S. election.
How do they know that he said that? Was the Oval Office bugged? I'm confused. How do you know Trump said all that? This is
Read more. Safari link. Trump then went on to share with Lavrov and Kislyak intelligence connected to the Islamic State in Syria. The information came from Israel, which had not given the U.S. permission to share it with the Russians because it could have compromised an Israeli source in the region.
Oh, shit. So he didn't just share his country's shit, he shared Israel's too. That's not cool, dude. They lied. Yeah. Oh.
The report said that Mike Pompeo, the CIA director at the time, also told other senior Trump administration officials after the meeting that too much information was coming out regarding the U.S. asset in Russia. This is not the first time national security veterans have expressed concerns that Trump's actions could reveal sensitive information about U.S. intelligence gathering processes and hidden sources working abroad.
Well, it's not just the like CIA intelligence gathering stuff. It's his foreign policy shit. He's all over Twitter discussing his foreign policy, and it's like, dude, just stop it. You are not doing yourself any favors.
Late last month, the president's tweet about U.S. military information he received during a classified intelligence briefing earlier that day immediately set off alarm bells because it included a satellite photo of an Iranian launch pad that was of a much higher resolution and better quality than the commercial satellite images of the site that were publicly available. Third-party Read more. Link. It also contained markers indicating that it was taken by USA 224. Link. One of the US's most secretive spy satellites.
So he put out a tweet with a picture that might have come from... Oh my god. Okay, Trump. Put the phone down. Okay? Stop tweeting. Just stop tweeting.
Period. Intelligence veterans said the president's tweet would be a gold mine for hostile foreign powers.
No shit.
One doesn't use intel for the purposes of taunting. The Russians and the Chinese will be very happy to study this. Robert Dietz, a former top lawyer at the CIA and the National Security Agency. Link. Told Insider. Period. Your current third-party ad content. Last year, Trump also made the unusual decision to authorize the declassification of a highly controversial memo about the origins of the Russia investigation by Devin Nunes, then the chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, for political purposes.
That was not for political... Oh, stop it. Oh, stop it. There was nothing that was going to be exposed the only thing that was going to be exposed by that memo was shit you didn't want exposed, left and media. So just stop. This is ridiculous.
The memo and its release sparked a firestorm on Volume 90%.
Shut up.
The memo and its release sparked a firestorm on Capitol Hill and within the intelligence community. Top intelligence officials met multiple times with senior White House staff to urge against releasing the document for fear that it could expose sources and methods. The Justice Department and the FBI also took the extraordinary step of releasing statements cautioning against its release by the House Intelligence Committee without giving officials enough time to review it. You are current. Heading level 3. Now watch.
I think that's the end of that. Let me just... Yeah, that's the end of that one. So, media's doing what you guys said, having a meltdown. The problem with the stop tweeting demand is that it translates to I want my president talking through the news media. You know what, Grill and Pirate Pete? That's a good point. That's a good point. I do understand where you're coming from on that one. It's time to stop. Yep, that's a... I get the joke now. All right, you ready for the truck story? Let's look at this truck story. So, here we go. So this was, watch, truck ends up on roof of Northern Ontario home. Published today. So let's see here. Let me see if there's... I wonder if there's an actual video. Okay. So here's the photo from the OPP, Ontario Provincial Police. So this is the picture that the OPP took with the truck with its back end on top of the house. What the truck, says Wikipedia snippet. Damn, says Jenny Tallwards. Yeah, it's my question is how, says Armskiller. Well, let's find out how. Truck butt. Yeah. So let's read about this. Let's read about this intrepid man.
The driver of a commercial truck has been charged with careless driving after hitting a hydro pole and ending up with the truck's back end on a home in Albon, south of Sudbury, on Monday.
Just careless driving. That's it. Okay.
Ontario Provincial Police released a photo of the van, which smashed into the house, knocking over a hydro pole in the process. The photo shows the vehicle's back end, with the wheels down, resting on the home's second floor and the cab on the ground in the front.
Jesus Christ! So, the front of the truck is on the ground and the back touches the roof. Worst parking ever. I saw that picture shared on Facebook and thought it was a hoax picture, says Costin. No, this is a legit article. This is so the driver got some got some lift from the hydraulics gangsta style. That's funny.
There were no injuries, ops say. The crash happened on Highway 64, forcing the op to close the road because of the downed hydro line.
No doubt.
Dashcam video posted to Facebook shows the truck suddenly lose control and flip up onto the house.
Oh, there's dashcam video.
With iframe 0643D frame. In frame 0%. Minus unmute button. Prep. Frame. In frame 0%. Minus 0. 53. Unmute. Press mute. Frame.
Ah.
Item was frame 4. In frame 0%, minus 0%. Change with minus 0, 53, button. You are currently unmute, button. Press mute, frame. In 0, minus unmute, button. Enter full screen, button. Press enter, space with space with Finder desk G. Photo.
What did it do?
You are currently on a frame. In frame 0%, minus 0, unmute, button. Additional enter full
It's
screen.
not working.
Open in a new posted by.
No, it's not
Out
working.
of frame 4. You are currently on a frame 4. Posted link 300 link play video video button.
Okay.
Press play frame.
So
in frame 0%.
I think it's playing.
Minus unmute. Press mute button. Frame 4.
No, it's not
In
working.
frame.
That's annoying. Yes, I know. Driver lost so many points off his driver's license. It will be many generations before anyone can drive again. Yeah, I'm picturing that Fifth Element, the Fifth Element thing. You have lost, you have 5 points remaining on your license. I know! You have 0 points remaining on your license. Shut up! Oh, I need to watch that movie again. Can you imagine explaining that to the insurance company? I know, it's a good thing there was dash cam footage, because that homeowner is probably going, thank God that there is dash cam footage. Like, holy shit. That's insane. Not even pre-crime could have predicted this. No shit. Oh, that's crazy. So it says Albin is 60 kilometers south of Sudbury, just off of Highway 69. Yeah. So that's that. So now we're gonna go into the science-y shit. So I found this article, and it's talking about the day the dinosaurs world fell apart, because last night, the rock that I wanted to read the actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to go and get we're gonna read this one first. We're gonna read this one first because I want to. It's kind of updating about the meteor that was gonna fly by us. If Safari will load properly, which would be awesome. I want to show you guys what the actual size of this meteor was that flew by us last night. The home and car insurance agencies both would be like, "What?" says Jesse. Yeah, they really would. Come on, Safari. Don't be a dick. Well, with Siri, it may become a thing soon. Blind press. Yeah, that's true. Well, that's not going to work. So I'm going to go back to the dinosaurs, and I'll just describe to you what the meteor story said. So the meteor was only about it was not anywhere near as big as the articles that I was reading last week had said. It was like a few meters, like 9 meters, something. It was still pretty big, but it was nowhere near as big as the other articles had said. And it said that it was coming within about 500,000 miles of us, instead of, some ridiculously small amount. If there's time, I may Google the story, see if I can find a different version. Just so we can cover it. But this story came out probably because of the meteor that flew by us. And it's called The Day the Dinosaurs World Fell Apart. And this is a BBC Science article from 2 hours ago. So this is the image of the rock that was found at the site of the Chicxulub impact crater. And the Chicxulub impact crater was the rock or the impact that destroyed the dinosaurs. So that's a picture of, I guess, the rock, or I guess the remnants of the Chicxulub asteroid. So this is called Peak Ring Rocks. So let's see. Here we go.
Scientists have a recording of the worst day on Earth, certainly the worst day in the last 66 million years. It takes the form of a 130-meter section of rock drilled from under the Gulf of Mexico. These are sediments that were laid down in the seconds 2 hours after a huge asteroid had slammed into the planet. You'll know the event we're talking about, the one researchers now think was responsible for the demise of the dinosaurs and the rise of mammals.
Yeah.
The higher resolution account of this catastrophe was recovered by a UK/US-led team, who spent several weeks in 2016 drilling into what remains of the crater produced by the impact.
Cool.
Today, this 200 km wide structure is positioned under Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula, with its best preserved central portion sitting just offshore of the port of Chicxulub. The team pulled up a great long car of rock, but it's a particular 130 m long section that essentially documents the first day of what geologists call the Cenozoic era, or as some others like to refer to it, the age of mammals. List 2 items: black square, splat, end of lip, horizontal Chicxulub crater, the impact that changed life on Earth. You are currently in a figure. Drill site image.
So that's their drill site. That's where they're getting this rock core from. Typically, though, a meteoroid would have to be about the size of a marble to reach the Earth's surface.
Image copyright NASA. Image caption. The outer rim, white arc, of the crater lies under the Yucatan Peninsula. End of image cap. List 5 item. Black square.
Let's get through these.
Cenote image. Image caption.
So cenotes, these are this is a sinkhole that comes around. Hi. Hello.
You're silly.
I'm silly.
You're silly.
Why am I silly?
Well, you see, I bought you a specific mug just for your streams when you have the camera, and you're using a Laura Secord mug. So there's a fresh coffee for you.
Oh, thank you.
Terrible.
Did you open your phone yet?
No, I'm not doing that until I record it.
Oh. Ah. See? Look it. It's my mug with the emoji. Ah. Where? There it is. So yeah, this is a picture of a cenote or a sinkhole that kind of these things kind of web outward from the impact. I know this because I'm a huge nerd and have spent hours and hours watching documentaries on the different extinction events, including Chicxulub, and the series of investigative tools that were used to discover the crater, and the scientist that actually found the crater, or the crater, not the creator. The crater was a Mexican scientist who was studying the fact that there were all these random, there were these sinkholes where there really shouldn't be sinkholes. So she started mapping them, and they kind of branched out from a specific point. Cenote sounds like a Naruto character. That's funny.
Image copyright Max image caption. Mexico's famous sinkholes, cenotes, have formed in
Cenotes.
weakened limestone overlying the crater. End of horizontal. The section is a nightmarish jumble of shattered material, but its contents are arranged in such a way that scientists say they can discern a clear narrative. The bottom 20 meters or so is dominated by glassy debris. This is the rock that was melted by the heat and pressure of the impact. It lapped across the base of the crater in the subsequent seconds and minutes. This then transitions to a lot of fragmented melt rock, the result of explosions as water rushed across the hot material. The water came from the shallow sea covering the area at the time. It would have been pushed temporarily out of the way by the impact, but when it came back in and made contact with the broiling rock, it would have set off violent reactions. Something similar occurs at volcanoes where magma interacts with seawater.
Okay.
This phase covers the first minutes to an hour, but the water keeps coming, filling up the crater, and the top 80-90 m of the core section is built from all the debris that was in this water and ultimately rained out. Larger fragments initially followed by finer and finer material.
Interesting.
The time scale for this is the first hours after the impact. And then, right at the top of the 130 meters core section is evidence of a tsunami. The sediments all dip in one direction and their organization suggests they were deposited in a high-energy event.
Wow. So there was a tsunami like hours after this happened. So there was the crash, the impact, then there was the melting rock filling up the crater, then there was waves coming, like tidal waves coming back and filling up, and then a tsunami. That's insane. Skep Talk is here. Hello. Let's see. Oh god, are you telling me that the meteor had its arms behind its back as it killed the dinosaurs? That's funny.
Image caption artwork. Artwork image call artwork impact.
Since we're talking about meteors, you want to see what a 9-meter meteorite would look like when it hits the atmosphere? This is what a 9-meter meteor looks like when it hits the atmosphere.
Yes.
This is a chunk of meteorite. Actually, we'd say 2. It was like that big when it was. It split into 2 while crashing. But yeah, that is a space rock. And
he's not joking either, guys.
For verification, there's a pop can. There's the space rock. Big fucking rock. Weighs like 5 pounds. Bye.
Wash your hands.
I don't need to. It's just lead.
Hello, Six. Let's see. Cataclysmic right below apocalyptic disaster. Yep. Oh, you're listening. Oh, that sucks. Canada Dry. Yep. Let's see. So let's see.
Image copyright artwork impact image.
So that's an
You were currently
artist
on
rendering
image.
of the impact.
Image cat Barcroft Productions /BB image artwork. The end of image artwork. The impact would have generated enormous tsunami waves.
So that's an artist rendering of what it would have looked like.
Scientists say the impact would have generated a giant wave pulse
Oh.
that would have crashed onto shorelines
Hold
hundreds of kilometers from the crater.
And real quick about that, before anybody thinks I bought that online, in '91 there was a meteor shower locally, and my father watched that rock fall from the sky, and we found it in the crater in a farmer's field. So it's got some story behind it.
Yeah.
I want to sell it, but I don't think anybody wants to pay the price. All right, I gotta go to work.
Okay.
This is all still day one, says Prof. Shongulik from the University of Texas at Austin. Tsunamis move at the speed of a jet plane. 24 hours is a generous amount of time for the waves to move out and come back in again, he told BBC News.
Wow.
Prof. Gulik's team is confident in the tsunami interpretation because mixed in with the deposits are soil markers and charcoal, evidence of the great fires that would have been triggered on nearby land masses by the heat of the impact, all brought back to the crater by the returning wave pulse.
That's a good point.
Strikingly, what the team doesn't see anywhere in the 130 meters core is the presence of sulfur. That's surprising because the asteroid would have hit a seafloor made up by perhaps a third to half with sulfur-containing minerals, such as gypsum.
Maybe it vaporized the sulfur? Is that possible?
For some reason, the sulfur must have been preferentially ejected or vaporized, but this only goes to support the popular theory now for how the dinosaurs met their demise. Image caption: Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula viewed from the International Space Station. Figure. Yucatan
Okay, so
Peninsula
that's what it looks like from the space station. This is so interesting. Oh, see you later, 6. Let's see here.
Image copyright. Image caption. Tim Peake /NASA Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula viewed from the end of so much sulfur mixed with water and injected into the sky would have dramatically cooled the climate, making life a struggle for all sorts of plant and animal life,
including cold-blooded ones.
There was a global climate model run with just 100 gigatons, billion tons, of sulfur injected into the atmosphere, and that came up with 25°C cooling for at least 15 years, which puts most of the planet below freezing, said Prof. Gulik.
Wow.
And the conservative estimate for the amount of sulfur released is 325 gigatons. That's orders of magnitude more than you would get from any volcano like a Krakatoa, which can also cool the climate for a short period.
No. This is caused by the impact. This is not caused by climate change.
No. I'm saying like the cooling and everything that they're saying, right?
Right.
Wouldn't that kind of contribute to the ice age? Or could that have contributed to the ice age?
No.
Okay. So
Wrong time period.
Oh, okay. See, I missed the time period. I heard you.
This is the day of the. This is the dinosaur killer impact. This
That's
is
what I'm talking
66. Okay, but the last ice age was
the last ice age. But see, you're just referring to the last.
Yes, which was the last ice age after the dinosaurs were killed.
Okay. I'm just asking shit.
And I'm just answering shit.
Okay.
Cannot imagine that much kinetic energy. A big fucking bang. No kidding. No kidding.
The mammals pulled through this calamity. The dinosaurs did not. Prof. Gulik and team's research is published in the link Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences. PNAS. Link Jonathan Amos Internet at BBC.
PNAS, huh? Ah! That's not what I wanted to drop on the floor at all. Now, where did it go? I'm going to have to get it when I'm done my stream. Joy! That was my ashtray. Hooray! Looks like I'll have to get the vacuum down here. Fuck's sakes.
Probably, well, you should vacuum anyway, but there's all the way back here.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm just trying to get wrapped up before I go, and I keep trying to leave.
The planet is incredibly resilient, Skeptalk. You are correct. The Earth adapts like the Borg. That's kind of a good analogy, actually.
And follow me on Twitter.
Okay, so this is the end of that. Let's move that over here. So that's that story. Let's go over here to another scientific one. We're going to read about Europe's Mars lander. Because I'm just in a big science-y mood today. So Europe's Mars lander parachute problems may be worse than thought. ESA has yet to conduct a successful test of the parachutes at supersonic speeds. Well, that's not good. You should do that. So let's read this article here. I had a chick named Pam I went out with a couple of times. That's just a bad joke. That's funny. Oh, maybe I should unplug the thing so you guys can hear it. Well done, Blind Press. Well done. Okay, here we go.
In October 2016, Europe's small-scale Parelli lander entered the Martian atmosphere and attempted to touch down on the surface of the red planet, due to an altitude measurement error. However, the lander's parachute system was released early, and the lander crashed into Mars.
Yes, it did, with a big crunch.
Period. When it comes to Mars, this was just another in a long line of failures. Of the 21 landers sent by humans to Mars over the last 6 decades, only 8 have successfully reached the red planet's surface and conducted science operations, all of which were built and launched by NASA.
Mars is a bitch to land on, though. There is a huge problem with landing on Mars because there is still atmosphere, but it's so thin and the wind is so like for its thinness is so strong that it is hard to navigate, especially remotely. Mars is just, and then on top of that there's the dust storms that, could go, surprise, we're a local storm, but we may, develop into a global one at any second. Like, this is not very reassuring to wannabe astronauts. No, it's not. Wikipedia snippet. No, it's not. Oh, hello, Robert Burke. Glad to have you. Tremendously open spaces, itty bitty atmosphere. Yep. Why did when I read that, Skep, do you know what went through my head? Phenomenal cosmic power, itty busy living space. That's what I have no idea why that just went through my head when I read that message, but it did. Oh God.
Now, the European Space Agency is trying again, with its ExoMars mission to be launched on a Proton rocket next summer. According to the Space Agency, the European-built Rosalind Franklin rover and the Russian-led surface platform, Kazachok, are nearly complete. They are to go down to the Martian surface in a descent module. This spacecraft has a rather complicated sequence of parachute releases to slow the lander's descent through the thin Martian atmosphere. ExoMars 2020 parachute deployment sequence. ESA figure.
So that's the picture of it.
ExoMars 2020 parachute deployment sequence image.
So that's what it looks like. That's the ExoMars whatever the fuck. I wrote it with that in mind. It's reassuring for me. Fight me, Mars. Space travel can be hazardous to your health. They lost 14 people on the shuttle program alone. Yep. Yep. Hello, Seamus. Colonization of the moon seems safer than Mars for now. See, colonization of the moon has its own dangers and health hazards. While there is no atmosphere or wind to damage a landing module on the moon, there are still some issues of landing on the moon because of low gravity. And then colonizing the moon, you've got to figure out how to build habitats that will keep the moon dust out, as well as the ridiculous radiation and heat during the day and the incredible cold at night. It's actually warmer and warmer by average temperature on Mars than it is on the moon. Warmer at night on Mars and cooler in the day on Mars by average temperature than it is on the moon, because it goes up to, what was it, 200 and something degrees on the moon, and then a 300 and something below zero at night. It's there's a lot to do for either colonization, but I do think moon colonization might be a safer and cheaper comparatively, than a Mars venture at this point. I think Mars is still worth exploring and learning about, absolutely, but a colonization attempt at this point is probably a death sentence. And at this point, that would be more of a contamination of Mars than it would be a step in the right direction for human space travel. Yeah, moon first. I agree. Tomorrow, the universe, Space Force forever, says Irate Prostate.
ExoMars 2000 visa. End of ExoMars. The first pilot parachute and the 15-meter main parachute are deployed while the lander is still traveling at supersonic speeds. The second set of pilot and main parachutes, which are larger, are deployed at subsonic speeds. This all happens rather quickly, as the entire landing sequence, from entering the Martian atmosphere to touching down on the planet's surface, takes just 6 minutes.
Oh, wow.
You're cutting level 2. Lots
That is
of test anomalies.
quick.
The testing program has not gone particularly well. In May, link. Damage occurred to both main parachute canopies during a high-altitude drop test from 29 kilometers. After assessing the problem and making changes to the design of the parachutes and their bags, the agency conducted another high-altitude test on August 5th, this time focusing solely on the larger canopy that deploys in the lower atmosphere. This test, too, your current link, was not successful.
But how are you going to test Martian atmospheric conditions on Earth?
12.sfns text to both main parent link was not success black period heading level 3 Rs trending video.
I don't understand how you plan on testing Martian atmospheric conditions by doing high altitude drops on Earth, because even at high altitude our atmosphere is still thicker. Our gravity is greater. How are you going to do that? Maybe there's something I'm missing. Maybe, like, I don't know. Is it wrong I'm still depressed we're not exploring space like Star Trek yet? No, because I'm with you. Lost 6 more in the U.S. Mercury/Gemini program. Yep. You're right, Skep. We sure did. So, despite the failures, European officials have publicly sent out, publicly said they are pressing ahead toward a 2020 launch in the mission. It is disappointing that the precautionary design has been introduced following the anomalies in the tests have not produced a second test successfully, but as always, we remain focused. Well, hopefully they'll get something working. And our last science thing before we go to Iran's nuclear deal, nuclear thing, is this interesting little tidbit. If I can get here. Here, I got to get through the... Here we go. So, China's giant telescope picks up mysterious signals from deep space. This is from the Xinhua from September 9th. So let's read here.
Beijing, September 9th. Xinhua, Chinese astronomers have detected repeated fast radio bursts, FRB, mysterious signals believed to be from a source about 3 billion light-years from Earth, with the largest and most sensitive radio telescope ever built.
Interesting.
Scientists detected the signals with a 500-meter aperture spherical radio telescope, FAST, and they are carefully cross-checking and processing them, according to researchers at the National Astronomical Observatories of the Chinese Academy of Sciences, NAOC. FRBs are the brightest bursts known in the universe. They are called fast because these blips are very short, only several milliseconds in duration, but there is no reasonable explanation for their origin. The detection of the repeated bursts might help shed light on the origin and physical mechanisms of FRBs, said researchers.
I wonder if it's another wow signal. For those of you who are going, what the fuck is a wow signal? A scientist in 1977, I believe, was using a radio telescope, and he discovered, it was a NASA scientist, and he discovered a radio frequency from somewhere that could not have been us, and he couldn't figure out what it was. So all he wrote down in his in the logbook when he was noting it was wow. And it was called the wow signal. So I wonder if this is another wow signal. That's really cool. Let's see. Anyone here been to space camp? No. Can adults go to space camp, says Jesse. It was a sustained... Wait, it was a sustained and at a frequency that was not normal for background. Yeah. They could be receiving EM bursts from stars. But then again, I have no idea about space and I could be wrong. Let's see.
Chinese scientists have installed a highly sensitive FRB backend on a 19-beamer receiver on the giant telescope, and used it to observe an FRB source named FRB 121102, which was first discovered by the Arecibo Observatory in 2015. From late August to the beginning of September, more than 100 bursts were detected from FRB 121102, the highest number of bursts ever detected so far.
Interesting.
The FRB backend system has high-efficiency real-time pulse capture capability and can observe in parallel with most observation tasks. It will play an important role in the discovery of new FRBs, improving the position accuracy and capturing the high-resolution absorption lines generated by FRBs in real time, researchers said. Given the significance of this source and its now apparent active state, FAST is carrying out more monitoring. Chinese astronomers encouraged counterparts in other countries to conduct more observations with their facilities.
This is really cool that we're finding radio signals from 3 billion light years away. You realize that's a different galaxy, right? And even if it's not intelligent life, we, who knows, we could discover a whole new space anomaly or a new type of star, or there's a whole bunch of just discoveries that can be made that can help us learn about space. It doesn't have to be, look, we found it doesn't have to be intelligent life. It's, cool, we found out about this new space anomaly, and that's what there's just so many possibilities. Let's see. I honestly think other planets might be populated, but the technology they have might be similar to ours. That's a good possibility. Chinese scientists have discerned an interstellar order for takeout. It was for General Tso's chicken and egg rolls. It came from the Regulus 5s. What did I see about a black hole devouring a neutron star? Wait, what? Let's see what this says here.
Located in a naturally deep and round karst depression in southwest China's Guizhou province, FAST was completed in September 2016 and is due to start regular operations this month. Astronomers from more than 10 countries and regions are making observation plans for FAST in order to best apply the unprecedented power of the telescope, going beyond what has been done by other telescopes in the past. They have proposed ambitious observation objectives for the telescope, such as gravitational waves, exoplanets, ultra-high-energy cosmic rays and interstellar matter, to advance human knowledge of astronomy, astrophysics and fundamental physics.
That's so cool.
Scientists believe more discoveries will be made with FAST.
Oh, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it at all.
Link, Facebook.
Now, Irate, where did you see that? Where did you see? Ninja, shut up. So what we're going to do is we are going to quickly look at Iran's latest nuke deal breach. Then we're going to end off with that link from Mr. Monopoly about the 10 albums with no weed, 10 metal albums with no weed songs. Galaxy Quest, exactly. I can't remember, I'm a fucking waterhead. Telling the cat to shut up, exercise in futility, yep. Ninja LOL, yep. Oh my god. Pincalo left again for work, so Ninja's like, whoa! Where did you go? So, here we go. Iran's latest nuke deal breach is installation of more than 30 new centrifuges. Oh, that's always good. So this is a Fox News thingy-dingy article. That's what I meant to say.
Defense Secretary Mark Esper says he's not surprised Iran is violating terms of 2015 nuclear agreement. Lucas Tomlinson reports from the Pentagon. Link, Iran. has installed dozens of advanced centrifuges to accelerate uranium enrichment, the link. United Nations Atomic Watchdog disclosed Monday, a revelation representing just the latest in a series of provocative breaches of the 2015 nuclear deal by the Islamic Republic.
Oh, good.
A spokesperson for the International Atomic Energy Agency said Monday inspectors confirmed the new centrifuges, which include 30 advanced IR-6 and 3 IR-6S models.
Awesome. Just awesome.
Link. The centrifuge link. U.S. sanctions. The centrifuges had been or were being installed, but had not yet been tested, according to the spokesperson. Link image. Heading level. A centrifuge enriches uranium by spinning uranium hexafluoride gas. Under the 4-year-old atomic accord, Iran is supposed to be limited to operating 5,060 older IR-1 centrifuges. Behrouz Kamalvandi, a spokesperson for Iran's Atomic Energy Organization, said Saturday that Iran had started injecting uranium gas into centrifuges. Later on Monday, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu told reporters Israel has discovered what it claims is a previously undisclosed Iranian nuclear weapons site. He said the facility was discovered in the records Israel says it seized from an Iranian nuclear warehouse early last year.
Oh, goody.
Netanyahu on Monday showed a satellite photo of the facility in the southern Fars province in the Abada area in June, followed by a second photo of what he said was the site being destroyed in July, after the Iranians realized they'd been discovered. Netanyahu, a fierce critic of the 2015 nuclear deal, says Tehran is trying to develop a nuclear weapon, a charge Iran denies.
Of course it denies it. The hell do you expect them to do? Yes, we are building a big nuclear weapon. Yes, yes. Eventually everyone will have nukes and that will be scary, says Jesse. Yep.
Israel knows what you're doing, Israel knows when you're doing it, and Israel knows where you're doing it, Netanyahu said.
Is Israel Santa Claus? I'm sorry. I know this is supposed to be serious, but it's just... You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why, because Israel is watching your nukes. No, sorry. Moving on. Which one's worse, Iran or Iraq? Oh, yes. That was my joke. So Israel is big brother? Yeah, apparently.
Iran already has breached the stockpiling enrichment level limit set by the deal, while stressing it could quickly revert back to the terms of the accord, which is meant to keep. Link. Tehran. From building atomic weapons by providing economic incentives, if Europe delivers sanctions relief. Link. U.S. Treasury. The controversial Obama administration brokered deal has been complicated by the United States' unilateral withdrawal under President Trump and the current administration's imposition of sanctions on Tehran, which have taken a heavy toll on the Iranian economy.
But then maybe Iran should fall in line.
That pullout by the U.S. has left the other signatories. Link. Germany. Link. Britain. Link. France. Link. Russia. And Link. China, struggling to provide enough incentives to keep Iran abiding by the curbs set forth in the deal. Link. Iran threatens to take. Kamalvandi said. Link. Europe has little time left to salvage the deal. As far as the other side does not implement their commitments, they should not expect Iran to fulfill its commitments, Kamalvandi said, adding Iran had the ability to go beyond 20% enrichment of uranium.
Oh boy.
Analysts say 20% is just a small technical step away from 90% enrichment, which is weapons grade level. Link. Click here to get the... Kamalvandi warned several times in his comments that Iran was rapidly approaching a point that would mean a full withdrawal from the deal. Our stockpile is quickly increasing. We hope they will come to their senses, he said.
Okay, but you shouldn't be increasing your stockpile. It's hard to explain a circle to someone who refuses to understand what a circle is, isn't it? Santa has advanced intelligence technology. Yes. Yes, he does. They will not leave a lump of coal. They will leave a lump of plutonium in the form of a bomb. Yep. Well, that will teach NORAD. I keep hearing Camel Bandit. Yeah. I don't blame you. You can't teach a spaz new tricks. Nope. No, you cannot. So, let's go and discuss these albums. 10 amazing metal albums without weed songs. Or with no weak songs. Let's see here. 10 amazing metal albums with no weak songs. Is Safari going to be a dick to me? No, it's not. It better not be. Come on. I want to read this. I want to see if I agree. So, 10 amazing metal albums with no weak songs. So, let's see. Here we go.
Even some of the best metal albums have a weak spot here and there, but these 10 are solid from beginning to end. There are a ton of albums we could have included in this list, but we chose to spotlight some of our personal favorites that have stood the test of time.
All right.
Link. Tool.
Yeah.
His catalog will always be heavily debated, especially when fans are picking a favorite between Enema and Lateralus. When it comes to this list, however, Enema was our choice for the more consistent album. Enema is all killer, no filler from the hit Stinkfist to the epic Third Eye.
Yeah.
No modern metal band has created more conceptual masterpieces than Blink, Mastodon, their 2000s Holy Trinity, Leviathan, Blood Mountain and Crack the Sky set them apart from their new millennium contemporaries, with Crack the Sky often argued as Godhead for the Georgia band. It's Mastodon's most fluid concept album, taking fans on a wild trip that never feels boring at any moment. Let's give some love to Blink, Cynic. Let's give Blink, Cynic, for a minute. When the prog metal band first released Focus, they would get booed off stage at death metal shows. Few bands had ever attempted to weave beauty into the genre, so Cynic proved to be far before their time, breaking up before their debut album was fully appreciated by metalheads. Nearly 3 decades later, Focus is viewed as a masterwork that brought the genre forward during a time when many claimed metal to be dead. Check out these 10 amazing metal albums with no weak songs in the loud list above. 2019's best.
Where is the list, though? Where's the list? Where's the list? Where the fuck is the list? Where is it? See, I can't tell if this is a list or of albums or songs. Well, this sucks. Tool is good stuff. Yeah, none of these bands. Oh, As I Lay Dying, I recognize. No, I haven't. None of these songs are bands I recognize. Let's see. Yeah, there's no numbers here. It's just like titles, so it was hard to tell. Yeah, I only know Tool, Mastodon, and As I Lay Dying. Yeah, none of these I recognize. These are like underground metal or death metal. Oh, I know I've heard of Dream Theater. Yeah, like very few of these I've heard of. As I Lay Dying, I know, says Jesse. Oh, let's see. Hello, Reason Vision. When it comes to metal, count me out of the loop. Tool is underappreciated. Dream Theater fucking rules. I've heard of Dream Theater, but I've never actually listened to them, so maybe I should do that. Maybe I should fix that. My dad loves Dream Theater, says Cynical Lindsay. Oh, let's see. Are there any other albums here? Oh, I've heard of Enforcer too. Okay, I've known so I can tell some of these bands. Let's see. But of most of these I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, no, most of these bands I don't know. So I'm going to close that. So I think that's all of what I have for you guys. Except, no, I'm curious. You know what we're going to do? We're going to search Irate's thing about neutron stars and black holes. I want to see, because I think I've seen that too. Well, read something about it somewhere. Astronomers spy a black holes devouring a neutron star. August 19th. Yeah, so this did happen. Here, let's finish off the stream with this nerdy thing. Load, damn you. Oh, where's the close button? Go away. Go away. I don't want you. So, astronomers spy a black hole devouring a neutron star. If confirmed, the detection could be the first in its kind and would open new vistas on Einstein's general theory of relativity in physics. This is really cool. So that's the picture, I guess, that they got. You're back. You just missed us talking about the link you sent. There's an ad over there, of course. I listened to the new Tool album on repeat for the last 2 weeks. I don't blame you, dude. I need to listen to the full thing. So, since there's an ad blocking it and I can't find the X to get rid of it, we'll just let VoiceOver read this.
Some 870 million years ago, two dead stars became one. Their merger shook the fabric of space with a gravitational wave that swept through Earth on August 14th, rippling through 3 pairs of carefully calibrated lasers designed to detect their passage. An automated system sent out a preliminary alert 21 seconds later, vibrating smartphones and pinging laptops around the world.
That's cool.
3 years after the Nobel Prize-winning first gravitational wave detection, which stemmed from a pair of colliding black holes, such alerts have become commonplace. This time, however, astrophysicists instantly knew that the observed event was special. My jaw dropped when I saw the data, says Link. Jeffrey Lovelace of California State University, Fullerton, CSUF, a member of the Laser Interferometer Gravitational Wave Observatory, LIGO, scientific collaboration. The wave was detected by LIGO in the US and the Virgo Observatory in Italy at Link. 21 hours, 11 minutes, and 18 seconds UTC on August 14th.
So 9:11 p.m. UTC on August 14th.
An automatic first pass predicted is resulting from an unprecedented merger between a pair of bodies too light to classify, sending astronomers scrambling to look for additional electromagnetic emissions from the event. Subsequent analysis recategorized the signal as a collision between a black hole and a neutron star, a stellar remnant in which gravity squeezes an entire sun's mass into a ball the size of a city. This would be the first such event detected with confidence and, after black hole mashups and mergers between two neutron stars, the third variety of collision detected by gravitational waves. If the current analysis stands, this event, dubbed S190,814 BV, will mark the beginning of a new era of astrophysical studies, with implications for how researchers understand Einstein's general theory of relativity, the deaths of stars and the behavior of extreme matter.
That is so cool. This is for all things, not just music. Skeptalk says, 2 neutron stars walk into a bar. The black hole says, what do you have? There's neutron stars say, same as usual, everything. Hey, Pat. Hello. You just do what you... Exactly, Jesse. I am on screen. I've started doing cam streams now because people like them. So I'm doing cam with the news up, except sometimes there are ads in the way that I can't get rid of. Because, you know, yeah. But this is really interesting stuff. I did this squeezing a month worth of clothes into a suitcase of 1 week size. It developed its own gravitational field and started affecting the Earth. That's awesome. I look like Shannon Gibbs. Who's that? Aw, thanks, Jesse. You make me smile. You are making me happy.
Advertisement figure. End of advertising level 2 link.
Is this the
LIGO collaborator and astrophysicist at Pennsylvania State University was celebrating his wedding anniversary with his wife when his phone went off. His group specializes in rapid classification of LIGO events, so he immediately logged in to check the wave's details. The first thing I knew was that it was extremely significant, Hannah says, kind of off the charts loud. The LIGO-Virgo collaboration's algorithmic pipeline spits out a basic classification based on the shape of a wave, its duration, and other factors almost instantly. Hannah's team aims for under 20 seconds, so astronomers can immediately slew their telescopes in the celestial direction the wave came from. On August 14th, the automatic system confidently declared that at least one of the objects that produced S190,814 BD fell into the mass gap, a wasteland spanning 3 to 5 solar masses, seemingly bereft of black holes and neutron stars. All known black holes weigh more than 5 suns, while all known neutron stars, born from lighter stars that stopped short of becoming black holes, weigh less than 3 suns. A mass gap detection would have been a first for LIGO-Virgo, one that would have sharpened the theoretical line separating the heaviest neutron stars from the lightest black holes, but the preliminary label would not last. There was a handoff around the globe, says York Link. Jocelyn Reed, an astrophysicist at CSUF and a LIGO member, beginning with researchers in the US on the afternoon of August 14th and with calculations continuing in Europe well into the following morning. American scientists woke up on August 14th to a new classification. Human analysis had pegged the event as a neutron star black hole merger with greater than 99% confidence. LIGO-Virgo has heard the collisions of more than a dozen black hole pairs, as well as 2 pairs of neutron stars, but it has never conclusively heard the rumbles from a black hole swallowing a neutron star.
That is cool. That is so awesome. You don't know who Shannon Gibbs is? Have you heard of Liberal Lucy? No, I must be living under a rock. Imagine just getting hit by a random suitcase which then explodes. You know, I wish I could show you guys without getting struck the videos that I found on YouTube. If you just actually, this is a cool thing that you guys should do. If you go on YouTube and you type in NASA space sounds, they have filtered the like the signature, like the radiation signatures of the planets into sound, and they've posted what each planet sounds like and the sun as well. There are videos that do all the planets and their moons if you're interested, or some of their moons. Or there's just the sounds of the 8 planets. But it's really cool to listen to, especially Mercury and Venus. They sound really interesting. When you have Mercury, if you listen to the sound of the sun first, and then you play the Mercury video, you can hear the background of the sun in the Mercury video. It's really cool. I would definitely recommend looking up NASA space sounds. So with that, guys, I am going to go back to Chrome here, and we are going to go over here. Come on. Stop screen sharing. And I just want to thank you guys for coming out and spending this time with me. I really enjoy putting these on for you, and I hope that you enjoy them. Please join me again tomorrow for Wednesdays with Skep, again, of course, at 12 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Central. We will be talking about several interesting things, I'm sure. And I cannot wait to have him. Like I said, I have asked someone for the guest to be guest on Friday. They're just making sure that their schedules mesh up with mine. So I'm going to hold on to the name until I hear definitively from them. But there is a guest in the works for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves today. Remember, on Twitch, I am Glass-Eyed Game Girl, all separated by underscores. I will be figuring out a time to put up some content on there as well, but I have got that set up now. Let's see. Yes, fun will be had. Fun will definitely be had, Skeptalk. Also, remember to go watch Pincalo's Twitch channel, which is linked in the description here. He does a stream at 11 p.m. every night called The Hour of Howl, where he plays Don't Even Think. And he's also been dabbling in Arkham Knight as well. So that's always fun. So thank you all for watching. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. And I'll be back tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern for another coffee stream, and I'll be joined by Skeptalk. Until then, guys, have a great one.